Hey everybody, this is the Esoteric Cross. I make videos about how to gain your personal power while learning ancient secrets, and if that sounds like something that you're into, please hit the like button and subscribe and gain insight from this perspective in the cosmos. I want to make an announcement that my website, theesotericcross.com, is live and you can book a tarot reading with me as well as coaching on ceremonial magic through this site. I have more exciting things in the works that I'll be adding to it soon, so be sure to check it out and click the link down below. In this video, I wanted to dive into the topic of the subconscious mind. I feel like this is an extremely important topic when it comes to esoteric philosophy and ceremonial magic, because it helps somewhat to bridge the gap between spirituality and psychology and science. The subconscious mind holds a lot of the power when it comes to the things that goes on in our lives, how we view these situations that we're faced with, and also how we respond. It holds a lot of power when it comes to our motivation and when it comes to the birthing of new thoughts. We're going to go over what the subconscious mind is, how it works, and how we can program it. The subconscious mind is connected to the collective. It is the part of us that is plugged into the universe or God. It is kind of like a computer in a lot of ways. It gives output based off of the input. The subconscious is what is behind the power of prayer, ritual, meditation, and so many other practices that we have developed. You may be wondering, well, if that's the case, then what's the point in doing magic rituals and prayer if it's just all in my head? Well, if you stop for a second and really think about it, all life is all in your head. There is nothing that has ever happened to you in your life that did not happen in your head. It is all within you. If anyone has ever wronged you, it didn't happen outside of you. It happened within your consciousness. If someone has wronged you and you didn't even know about it, then it did not exist within your consciousness, therefore it did not happen to you. This can be a difficult concept to grasp, and it could also border on self-gaslighting, so I'm trying to tread a little lightly as I explain this. This is not to say that things are your fault when bad things happen to you, or that you can control the bad things that happen to you. This is to explain that when something happens to you, good or bad, it is experienced and internalized within your own consciousness, and it is perceived through your lens, which is unique to you. It is up to the conjunction of your conscious and subconscious mind on how this situation is perceived. Since that is the case, this is an experience that is entirely internal. Someone could be trying to do bad things to you, but you could perceive this experience very differently and not as a threat. Maybe you didn't agree with the bad things that they said, or you didn't notice the malice behind their words. Therefore, this experience was not a threat to you. The bottom line here is that everything that happens to you is within you. Your consciousness is not fully here in the external world. It is internal and relies on the five senses to perceive this 3D physical reality, but the real you is not 3D. You are not physical. The subconscious mind is a very mysterious aspect of you, even after you begin to work with it. This part of you is connected to everything in the universe because all of our awareness, all of our consciousness comes from the same source. This universe or God is pure awareness, pure consciousness, and it threw itself into this reality to live as it and to perceive itself. You have all kinds of aspects and qualities within your consciousness, which are almost like separate entities, but yet unified as one. This isn't only about you perceiving other people, but you also perceive yourself. You are the awareness which observes the self. You observe the conscious, and also the output of your subconscious. Once you realize this and begin to observe these processes happening, then you begin to awaken and you're able to gain some power over it. You can't always control everything within the conscious mind or the subconscious mind because they are almost like their own entities, but I can help show you what we can do. One of the best ways of taking back your power is by something that we call a triangle. There are so many things that we can represent with an equilateral triangle, But when it comes to consciousness, one of the most powerful things is our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Each of these must be in balance to live in harmony. Each angle on an equilateral triangle are all equal to each other. Nothing is out of balance. So let's go over how this works. You could look at this triangle as if the subconscious mind is something that is at the center of it. The subconscious gives birth to all three of these aspects, and the three aspects program the subconscious mind. Another big key here is that these three aspects are the cause of one another, as well as the reinforcer of each other. In order to bring about a strong new program to the subconscious mind, you need to have these three things in balance. The thoughts must be in alignment with what you want. The feelings must be in alignment, and the actions must be in alignment. The subconscious mind will respond to this. For example, you could say, I want more money, and you do all the affirmations and you do the exercises where you feel what it would be like to have the money that you want. But then you could be not taking enough action toward the goal, and then it would be this action angle that is off balance and would need to be worked on. There could also be some imbalance in the other angles that are contributing to the imbalance of the action angle. It's up to you to look into why exactly these are out of balance and work towards restoring order. Once this order is restored, it could look like this. You have thoughts about gaining more money, and you have constant ideas on how to bring this to pass. You feel confident that you have what it takes to make this money. You don't feel a lack because you know that this is coming to you. You are taking the inspired actions in the right direction, and you are focused on the systems that you need, and you're following through with them. All of these things program the subconscious mind with the confidence and conviction that this is something that will come to pass. The subconscious mind will then give birth to the new thoughts, ideas, and insights that will manifest even more of this. It will give birth to feelings of abundance and confidence. It will also give birth to even more inspired actions that are in alignment. This works a little bit like compounding interest. Once this process has started and has gained momentum, it produces more and more of the same. It's a law of nature that it's easier for an object in motion to stay in motion. All you have to do is take a look at your triangle, start putting in any effort to bring this into balance, and then the process will gain that momentum. This is a very powerful way to work with your subconscious, and I teach this in my Four Corners program, which you can check out in the link in the description if you're interested. Another huge part of working with the subconscious mind will have a lot to do with visualization. This is because the subconscious mind doesn't really communicate with words. It communicates through symbolism, feelings, and the repetition of action. This is why when we perform ceremonial magic, there is a huge emphasis on the visualization and feeling the energy as you are doing the energy work. The subconscious is impressed upon by the visualization and will respond to this. You would be surprised by how much doing energy work for even 5 minutes every day can change so much within your world. Another form of visualization could be picturing and feeling what you would like your life to look like a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. If you're sick, visualize what it would feel like to be healthy. What kinds of things would you be doing? If you feel like you don't have money, then what kinds of things would you do if you had the money? The next step could be taking action in this direction, but of course, being able to visualize this is going to be vital for you to understanding the type of action that needs to be taken. Actually, visualizing yourself taking the action will bring about powerful new insights. Some studies have shown that the visualization of performing tasks can be an effective way in improving skill, just like actually performing the task can. They studied this on athletes, having them imagine themselves lifting weights, and it showed that it may increase their muscular strength, but most importantly, it created a neural adaptation. I will have a link to the study in the description. The key takeaway here is that if you want to succeed at something like giving a public speech or singing well on stage, you should imagine yourself giving the speech or singing well on stage and rehearse this over in your mind. Picture yourself being confident, poised, and likable. Picture the audience being impressed. Feel how liberating it will be to perform this task that you're thinking about. This creates those neural connections so that way when it comes to performing the task, it will run so much smoother than it would have if you did not visualize this beforehand. Let's talk more about the subconscious mind within magic. When we perform ceremonial magic, we are sending signals to the subconscious mind. This is the basis on how magic really works. I stated before that the subconscious mind communicates with symbols. When we are performing magic, we work with a lot of different symbols, whether they are geometric shapes like triangles, squares, pentagrams, hexagrams, or even heptagrams. There is a whole subject on sacred geometry which can have more to do with the math and the frequencies that have deeper meanings, and working with sacred geometry is also a powerful way of programming the subconscious, even if you don't consciously know what all of this means. Symbolism is very prevalent in the media, from geometric shapes, logos, hand signals, and suggestions. Symbols can hold a lot of power, but this power is largely held by the subconscious mind's association with the symbol. If you go into the bad part of a city and see certain graffiti symbols of a particular gang, then your subconscious mind might be giving you a push to get out of the area. If you see a certain logo of a food place that you like, then you might get hungry. This is a part of the reason why symbolism is so powerful when it comes to performing ceremonial magic. We also use visualization and energy work within magic. For example, if you're performing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and you are breathing in chi energy from around you, charging the earth and then moving that energy back through you to draw the pentagrams, then you are using both visualization and energy work. Because your consciousness is literally energy, you are manipulating energy. When you move the energy has to move. This is a law of nature. When you program this energy with a specific intention, the energy will be infused with that intention and work for you. Focusing your energy on this while performing magic is a very potent way of programming the subconscious, and I believe it is one of the most powerful ways of doing so. This is because you're using your thoughts, feelings, and actions simultaneously during rituals. Thoughts being the visuals and the focus, feelings being the energy work, and the actions are the movements and the gestures that you're making. The subconscious will always respond with an output after you have programmed it. We do rituals every day when we practice ceremonial magic, and this will be a constant input and output situation within the mind, which will always produce this compound interest effect, and this will result in an improvement of self. Much like magic, meditation is another way to program the subconscious. Really, meditation can go hand in hand with magic, and I believe it should. This is the art of stepping back and becoming the observer, being the witness of the thoughts, feelings, and actions. Remember that the thoughts, feelings, and actions that you have are just the products of the subconscious mind, but they are not you. You are the awareness that is behind these processes. Just because you feel anger does not mean that you are angry. The anger is truly a product of what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body. This is the product of the subconscious that was programmed from the thoughts, feelings, and actions without much awareness. This pain body takes on a life of its own and identifies with the feelings to make them just. The art of meditating is a way of being this awareness and observing the pain body as well as other aspects of self. This practice over time becomes a way of dissolving the pain body, and this will eventually land you in a seat of power over the self. Other forms of meditations can involve music, frequencies, and affirmations. This is because when we put ourselves in the state where we are not identifying with every single little thought that jumps through the movie screen of the mind, the subconscious mind can be a little bit more impressionable. So this is a great time to work with healing music and affirmations. I also want to talk about sleep. Our subconscious really starts to run the show when we fall asleep. One of the most impressionable states that we can be in is where we are on the verge of sleeping. The moments that we are falling asleep and the moments that we are waking up. We should ideally fall asleep with good thoughts and awake with good thoughts to live a good life. This is a general goal, But of course, that doesn't always happen. How many times have you gotten out of bed with this instant anxiety or instant despair regarding the day in front of you? And how often did this state linger throughout the day? This is why I feel like night routines and morning routines are some of the most powerful things that we can do for ourselves. I'm going to talk a little bit more about night meditations in future videos, as I'm planning on creating some meditations that you can use on this channel. Now, the subconscious really gives us a lot of output as we are sleeping. Sometimes dreams make absolutely no sense, and that's because the subconscious is not rational. The output is dependent on the input. When we stress and hold things in, we have more of a tendency to have bad dreams. When we are feeling good and inspired, we may have a tendency to have more inspired and creative dreams. Many people don't remember their dreams, and this doesn't mean that they don't have them, because the mind is always working whether you're asleep or awake. I think that when we can remember a dream, there's a reason and there's a piece of information there for us. A good way to combat the irrationality of the subconscious mind as you're falling asleep is to focus your thoughts on something. And you can tell how irrational the subconscious is by the thoughts that you may be having as you're falling asleep if you become aware of them. The mind could be jumping from grandma to lions to paper to dating to tires, you name it. It's very random. Going to sleep with a focus, though, will be very powerful in directing the thoughts in the place that you would like them to go. Because when you dream, it can reveal to you so much hidden wisdom and could possibly reveal the answers to your most troubling questions. I was so excited to go over this topic because much of esoteric philosophy, ceremonial magic, and self-development relies heavily on the subconscious mind. I hope that this video can be a resource for your empowerment and growth in life. If you're just starting your journey in ceremonial magic, I have a program that's designed to help guide you through the 4 elements, which is the first step of the journey. Also, if there's something specific that you need guidance on in your magical journey, feel free to set up a session with me. Check out the link in the description below for more information, as well as where you can book a tarot reading with me. If you want access to exclusive content and live streams, the link to my Patreon is also in the description. And I hope there was something new that you were able to take away from this video. If so, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.